quick one, guys. If you cannot carry out these 4 basic movements, I think you might actually have a bad HUD, and of course I'm gonna help you fix them. Movement 1.
I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life home.
So if you know your HUD cannot actually perform all this movement, or you want to transition from 2 fingers to 4 fingers and 5 fingers, I will try to make this video as short as possible and at the same time more details. So be sure to drop that like right now and subscribe and follow if you haven't. Let us get into the video. Now, the first thing you need to understand to be a pro player in this game is that you need to play at least 4 fingers. So this is a default or a bot HUD. Right now, let us quickly create a 4 finger and 5 finger HUD to help you transition smoothly from 2 or 3 fingers. And then once we are done setting them up, we'll test the 4 key movements on both HUDs. Now, we know that this HUD cannot actually do anything, so I'm going to try to tidy up this HUD so that we can get access to our slide and jump button, our shoot button, our ADS button, and of course the weapon switch button. Okay, now guys, I have actually tidied up the HUD, and now we can all see the buttons or the icon that are actually responsible for our movement and the icon that are actually responsible for our accuracy. Now let's start customizing. Let's assume you want to transition from a 2 finger player to 4 finger player. Now this is how you need to do it. The first thing you need to put into consideration is your fire button. Always ensure that your fire button is on your index finger. Now you can actually decide to use the right index finger or the left index finger. Now guys, in my case I use the left index finger. Why? Because I tap more quickly with my left index than my right finger. I mean, my right index finger is a little bit weaker than my left. My left is actually very faster and stronger, so I recommend you put your fire button in your dominant index finger. So let us assume the left is your dominant index finger. I recommend you put your shoot button here. Now also, never put your slide and jump button on your thumb. Okay, it is better you put your slide and jump button also on your index finger. You can actually decide to use the left or your right. Now mind you, if you are going to put your shoot button on your left index finger, make sure your slide and jump button is not in the same left index finger. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're going to put your shoot button in your right index finger, make sure your slide and jump button is not in the right index finger. It should be in the opposite direction. Now this is what I'm trying to say. If this is our shoot button, right? Now your slide and jump button should be somewhere here. All right, that is actually much more ideal. Now the reason why you are doing it this way is that it's going to enable you to carry out bunny hopping move. Okay, now you can bunny up with this HUD right now. Now this, we are trying to create a 4 fingers HUD, and right from start we can actually bunny up using this HUD. But do not forget guys, the goal is not just to bunny up only. The goal is to bunny up with ADS and E-fire. Now if you look at this HUD correctly, you can see that you can only bunny up with with E-fire only. That is not what we want. We want to be able to bunny up with ADS. Now normally, or let me say technically, if you're using 4 fingers, you cannot actually ADS and bunny up at the same time. But of course, we have a few tricks up our sleeve, and thanks to some settings in Call of Duty Mobile that actually allow us to do things like that. Now look at this direct ADS and shoot button. This one right here will actually help you bunny up with ADS and E-fire, all in the same 4 finger HUD if you position it this way. Now we have our jump button here, we have a slide button here, we have our shoot button here, and then we have our direct ADS button here. I mean, you can decide to interchange it if you want, but of course just make sure the 2 of them are here. Now mind you guys, you can also decide to recustomize this any way you want. This is just for those people that are actually looking for an easy way to actually transition from 2 fingers to 4, 5, and you know, I don't see the reason why I need to actually use 6 fingers in this game. But of course, if you want to do that, you can actually do it as well. But like I said, this will actually allow you ADS bunny up in and hip fire bunny up in. Now if you just look at it yourself, you can already see the picture. Now that is for that. We can actually carry out bunny up with this, but also we need to be able to carry out side slide and slide reload. Right now, this is our reload button. We can actually just put it here. If you have your reload button here, you can hit your slide button and hit the reload button immediately. Now as you can see, you can already perform a whole lot of movement with this simple HUD. Now that is not all. We also need to be able to drop shot at the same time. Now guys, you can decide to put your drop shot button here or here, anyhow you want it, but make sure your movement button is this is not actually a must, right? It is just an advice from me. If you feel you want to do it any other way, you can as well do it, okay? Because what actually works for some people might not work for the others, but trust me, for an average individual, this will actually work perfectly for you. Now you can decide to put your drop shot button here and your ADS button, put it here. Now if you have your setup like this, trust me guys, you can actually carry out any movement in Call of Duty Mobile with 4 fingers. Okay, this is a very easy setup and a very efficient setup. Now majority of you might be like, Aim God, I already have the fast ADS button here. Why do I need the ADS button again? It's very simple. It's for your sniper and shotgun quick scopes. Okay, I mean, what's the point of using a whole lot of finger on your screen when you can use a sniper and you can't quick scope? Okay, so now with this, you can actually quick scope, you can slide quick scope with your shotgun, and also slide quick scope with your sniper. You know, if you have just this, you won't be able to do that, but if you have these and these at the same time, you will be able to quick scope and hip fire at the same time. So as you can see guys, this is a very easy 4 fingers setup. Now we are not done. For you to be able to switch your weapon faster, you need to put your weapon switch buttons in a place that is easily accessible, and at the same time you can do camera rotation and tap the switch button at the same time. Guys, you need to understand what I'm trying to say here. Now these are your weapon switch button, these 2 right here. You need to be able to, you know, tap this, right, and at the same time tap your slide button. Now let's take for example, you have your weapon switch button here. It might actually be a little bit difficult for you to tap your slide button and tap your weapon switch button at the same time because you are only playing 4 fingers. So now guys, the easiest place to put these 2 buttons is here, right, and here. Okay, here and here. Now guys, if you are able to do it this way, you will be able to, I mean, it will be very easy for you to carry out the weapon switch button and tap the slide button at the same time. Now this is a perfect HUD if you are playing 4 fingers. Now for all other buttons on the screen, I'm sorry, I won't be able to talk about all of those things because it is extremely bulky, and like I said, I want to make this video as short as possible and also more detailed, so you can as well decide to customize those ones the way you want them. But trust me guys, with this setup you can carry out any movement in the game very easy. But of course, there is a reason why you need to play 5 fingers as well, and I am going to show you that. But for now, this is a very good 4 finger setup here. And then one thing, make sure you put this here where your thumb can actually access them as fast as possible, okay? Because quick looting is also very important. And also, if you want to use your class upgrade, you can decide to put it here, right? Or you can also bring it here as well. So bro, this is actually very easy, and very easy for you to actually move from 2 fingers to 4 fingers with this simple HUD. Now guys, please do not get me wrong, you can customize your HUD however you want it, okay? But you need to understand, and that is the main purpose of me making this video, you need to understand that your HUD might have a limitation. let's assume you copied an HUD. It can actually have a limitation in which you don't know. And now this is why I'm making this video. As you can see, this HUD has 0 or few limitations. I'm going to be telling you the limitation this HUD has, and it's because you are playing 4 fingers, so you cannot actually avoid that. But this HUD is actually very nice. You can perform all the basic and important movements using this HUD. Now, the only downside to playing 4 finger is that you cannot transition as fast as possible. I mean, the average player cannot transition as fast as possible from ADS to hipfire or from hipfire to ADS. If you watch my previous video, I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. But and that is because you do not have a separate ADS button majorly for shooting and for your, you know, for your assault rifle and for your SMGs. You do not have a dedicated ADS button for that. Now, of course, we have a dedicated ADS button here, but like we said, it is majorly for your shotgun and for your sniper. Now, if you are trying to use the ADS here and the shoot button, the ADS button here and the shoot button here, then you're going to find it very difficult to button up, and that is why we have this here. So as you can see, transitioning from ADS to hipfire is actually going to be very slow, because now you have to take your finger from here to here if you want to hipfire, and from here to here if you want to ADS. So as you can see, it is pretty slow. Now, compared to this 5-finger HUD, as you can see, now this is my personal HUD. This is what I use. This is a 5 fingers HUD. I use this on both my iPad and on my phone. It is very easy to transition from ADS to hipfire and hipfire to ADS, because all I just have to do is take my finger from the ADS button or from the ADS icon and then place it back on the ADS icon if I want to transition from ADS to hipfire. So as you can see, it is more or less the same thing with the 4-finger HUD with just some minor improvement. So that is just the advantage between a 4 fingers player and a 5 fingers player, transitioning from ADS to hipfire. Now let's imagine, or let's assume, we have some players playing 5 finger but they do not transition from ADS to hipfire. So now what is the difference? And also sometimes I also tap my weapon switch button with my middle finger, as you can see. So this part here is actually controlled by my middle finger and my, you know, my index finger. So as you can see, in this section I actually use 3 fingers here and I actually use 2 fingers here. So of course the speed will be there, you understand? So if you are playing 4 fingers, the speed will also be there, but the only downside is just the transitioning from ADS to hipfire. All right guys, if you have any further question, kindly drop it down in the comment section. I'll try my best to make another video covering the most asked question. If this guide helped you build a better HUD, drop a like and subscribe for more Call of Duty Mobile Pro settings and tutorial. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.